Today I'm coming at you guys from my friend Austin's deer blind. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing in a deer blind. Well, it's funny, we're actually in a parking lot in a deer blind. So now you're probably really confused.
Why would you be in the parking lot of a deer blind?
Well, guys, we are waiting out in the freezing cold for the NES Classic.
This is pretty cold.
It's pretty cold. We're pretty freezing. I might be, if you guys have noticed, I don't ever talk this low. I think my mouth is literally frozen. My whole face is frozen at this point.
Pre-review of our NES experience.
This is just the waiting part. I was gonna come at 3 or 4 a.m. versus showing up around 1, so luckily I got the heads up, or I probably would have missed out and been too far back in line. So there's probably 30 people in line at this point. 35 people in line at this point. I'm afraid some people might be disappointed, and I don't want to be here for that. Yeah, there's my breath.
Just kidding, YouTube. Actually, we've got about 50 people out here now.
So it looks like in the blink of an eye, we have about 50 people in line. So it looks like people started showing up a little after the time I originally planned on coming. So I'm super glad I got here at 1 instead of 4. Yeah. Bye, Austin.
It's 5:05.
It has been a long morning, long night, whatever you want to call it, but we are in the home stretch here. So it looks like they just called us to go get back in our positions in line. So we're gonna go do that, and hopefully in a few minutes I have an NES Classic in my hand. Hopefully Austin has one too. Alright, so I was finally able to get a hold of the NES Classic. I did have to wait outside in 20-degree weather for 6 or 7 hours, but look what I have in my hands, ready to play. I'm so excited to go ahead and get this open, that way I can plug it in and start playing. I'll be sharing some gameplay with you guys after I get it open, but let's get down to business. So first thing in the box I see, there's this really cool retro poster that has an NES set up. You guys can take a look at that. Pretty neat. I'll probably hang that up in my cool little workspace here. It looks like on the back of the poster it goes into the setup of the console, but it's pretty straightforward. So we'll fold that up. What do you know? This is it. If I take this out of the plastic here, this little teeny tiny console has 30 digital pre-programmed games on it, so you can relive your classic favorites like Donkey Kong, Mario, Zelda. This little tiny box here is it, so we'll set that on the table. I guess this is where my controller is hidden. So here's my controller. This cord is probably, if I had to eyeball it, about 2 feet long. The fact that it fits in my entire frame here is a little disappointing. Something you can pick up that would solve your short cable problem is the extension cord. So most stores have an extension cable. It probably adds 3 to 6 feet. I went ahead and invested in the Bluetooth wireless controllers. So I can have friends over. I picked up 2. Drummond's actually on his way and he's gonna be the first to play it with me. But let me go ahead and get the rest of the stuff out of the box and we'll come right back and open these up. The rest of the things in my box should just be the power adapter here. I believe this is a micro USB to regular USB cable, so you guys might have extras of these laying around if you need a longer cable to actually plug the unit into the wall. We've got that, and then they thought ahead, unlike a lot of other products, and gave me an HDMI cable. So now that we've got all the main pieces of the NES Classic itself all unboxed, let's take a look at these Bluetooth wireless controllers. This is where it's at. So this is going to keep me from straining my neck, sitting up close. Granted, I guess that adds to the nostalgia of when we were little kids, but this will give me free range like if I'm playing a PlayStation or an Xbox. Let's get this out of the box here. So in this package, it looks like pretty straightforward. I've got my controller, your little tiny dongle here, and then I've got the controller here, which is the same size as the one that comes with it. This is your Bluetooth one, this is your standard remote, so very similar setup here. Side note, these do take AAA batteries, and the worst thing is to come home and something need batteries and you don't have them. So do yourself a favor, pick up some AAA batteries. I'm super excited to not be stuck right up to my TV. Sounds like Drummond's here, so perfect timing. Let's go ahead and set this up and get playing. I gotta go get the door. Alright guys, so I'm here with Drummond, and we're gonna get playing and see what kind of games are available. There's the Zelda games, you guys. Those are one player though, so maybe I'll share some of that gameplay with you guys later. There's Tecmo Bowl, Super Mario Brothers 3, 2, and 1, so all three Super Mario Bros are on here. Original Pac-Man, that's awesome. Kirby's Adventure is on here. I haven't played that, you guys, since probably my Game Boy Advance, but let's keep looking. The original Final Fantasy is on here. So we've got all these games on here, and looks like we've got some display options. So it looks like from this settings page, I can actually choose if I want it to be the ratio of my current modern television, if I want to give it the old school square frame look, or I can even go in and add the CRT filter to make it look like a super old school television. So let's try it out with that. Because Mario is one of my all-time favorites, and that's what I'm really familiar with playing as a kid, I'm gonna go ahead and check out the original Mario Bros here. Ben, do you remember playing this ever?
Honestly, as a kid, my parents didn't let me play any video games, so the only time I got to play video games was when I went over to my friend's house and my parents didn't know.
Aww.
So I suck at playing video games.
I was the one that my mom had to come in and turn my console off for me because I either wouldn't go to sleep or I didn't want to lose where I was and would just leave it on all night. But we'll go ahead. We do have two controllers here. Here we go. Oh, my timing's off. I'm so used to, B does still make you go faster. It just takes a second to work. So I used to just always play and hold down B so that my character's just running through the whole time. Oh, dead. That's what you get for rushing through life, everybody. Okay, so it alternates characters. You have your own 3 lives, and I have my own 3 lives.
The nice thing about going second is I know where things kind of go.
True. Second player advantage.
I don't know these maps.
Oh, down the hole you go. Okay, it starts you off where you left off. Yes, Star Power. Ah! My speed is always what kills me in these things, but usually I go in and rack up a ton of lives and don't have to worry about it.
I definitely died really quick on this type of stuff.
Oh, more time. Game over for us both. There's a reset button. Let's see if that does the old school reset trick. Back to our menu screen here. Let's do some classic Pac-Man. I'm sure you're familiar with Pac-Man, right?
Definitely.
Alright. It took me a few minutes to figure out how to get 2-player activated, but you just toggle your select button and it lets you choose 2 players. We will start. Alright. There's no extra fast on here. I don't like it. Oh.
So the big dots are what make the ghosts turn.
Then you can use that mix. Get him! Get him! You got him! Get the cherry. That is extra points, yeah. Oh, that was smooth. They're coming after you! Run!
Leave me alone.
Don't get trapped in a corner. Oh!
Yay!
Drummond finished the level! Yay! Oh. Couldn't avoid it. So, back to the game selection. Looks like when I'm on the game, it gives me a drop down here, and it allows me to save the last level that I played. So I can press A, so it saves it in one of my 4 slots, it looks like.
I wonder if you get 4 slots per game, or if you get,
Oh,
so it is 4 slots per game.
that's pretty cool. That's definitely something the old one didn't have built in. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this part of the video up, but those of you that haven't seen my Snapchat Spectacles video yet, I am giving those away, and those are still up for grabs. So go ahead, check that video out, like it, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more stuff like this, also hit the subscribe button. For us, it's time to get our game faces on and get serious. So we will probably talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.